What's up, sports bettors? The US Open is extremely profitable, and I'm going to be sharing with you two sharp bets. So let's just go ahead. Let's get into it. The bets have a combined profit margin of $150, which is pretty crazy. So the first play I'm on is Zheng minus 1.5 on the game spread. Right? So literally the way that OddsJam works, if you keep recommended filters on, is you'll just make money once you place a large sample size of bets. The way that this tool works is it just constantly scans the market, updating lines in real time and showing you spots with value, right? So there's no BS, there's nothing like that at all. It's just showing you bets with a mathematical value where a sportsbook's slipping up and giving you way too good of a price. So what we can see is for Zheng minus 1.5 on the game spread, FanDuel's pricing this at minus 160, DraftKings minus 125, WinBet minus 130, and then we have Pinnacle, which is the sharpest sportsbook in the world, the most efficient betting market. They're pricing this at minus 150. So we're getting minus 110, right? So a ton of value. Now, if it's not clear that this bet is a true pricing discrepancy, we'll go through the math here in a second before I go to my next play. But the point that should be fascinating to you, because people are always curious, like, how do you make money sports betting? Is this profit margin, when you're able to find a sharp bet with an edge, with an actual profit margin that you can quantify mathematically, like this return you get in less than a day. This tennis match is at 9:30 a.m. It's going to be over in 12 hours. We're earning half the return of the stock market, 4.45%, in basically a day. Let's say the stock market returns 8% per year. We're earning 4.45% in one bet, right? So kind of the way you can think about this, and again, this is just rational, data-driven sports betting. There's no BS, right? So FanDuel's pricing this line at minus 160 for Zheng minus 1.5. They have the other side of the market, so the equal and opposite outcome, Potapova, plus 1.5 at plus 100. So if you take that market and you remove the vig or remove the juice, the true price is minus 123, right? So according to FanDuel's model, the true odds, once you remove the vig, right, is minus 123. The way that every sportsbook works is they have a model that spits out true win probabilities, what they think the line should be, and then they add their vig on top, they add their spread on top, or they add their juice on top. That's the way a sportsbook works. So according to FanDuel, this should be truly priced at minus 123. On DraftKings, it's minus 125 plus 100, so the true price is minus 111. Once again, we're getting better odds on Caesars, minus 110. And then you have Pinnacle pricing this at minus 150. So minus 150, and the other side of the market is plus 123. So the true odds, the sharpest bookmaker in the world, would be minus 134, right? So the sharpest sportsbook in the world is saying, yo, this bet on Caesars is an absolute hammer. You have to be all over it, which you should be all over. Like, this is a bet you should literally be rushing to bet. You put $100 on it, your bet has a 4.45% profit margin. It is ridiculous, right? This is how you get rich sports betting. You see 4.45% returns compound every 12 hours. Just imagine what that looks like over the course of a month, right? And of course, like, the hard part about sports betting, and the reason it's a great side hustle, but it's not sustainable, you shouldn't probably do it full time, is it's not like you can bet unlimited amounts of money on this. Sportsbooks cap bet sizes. Maybe for you it's, $2,000 or something like that. So this bet has a capped kind of profit margin, but still. Anyways, clear pricing discrepancy, clear value in the odds, and you can also see it's an arbitrage bet. So if you were in Canada, let's say, where they have Caesars and Pinnacle, what you could do is you could arb both sides of the market. These are equal and opposite outcomes, right? Either Zheng wins by 2+ games or she doesn't. So these are equal and opposite outcomes. So you could essentially place an arbitrage bet and earn a risk-free profit. So by definition, one of these bets has to be mathematically profitable, right? So long story short, there's a lot of math. There's a lot of stuff we're kind of talking about, but basically just blindly bet this plus EV page and keep these filters on, which is just going to show you the strongest bets with the highest possible profit margin, and you're going to crush it, right? You're going to make a ton of money betting on sports because all of your bets are these true pricing discrepancies where essentially, what we're saying is, hey, every sportsbook is saying this bet is good, So Caesars is like a true outlier. So either Caesars is right or every other sportsbook is right. So it's Caesars versus every other sportsbook, right? So as a data-driven sports bettor, it's like, well, the sharpest sportsbook in the world is saying to hammer this bet on Caesars. FanDuel is saying we should hammer this bet on Caesars. According to every sportsbook, this bet on Caesars looks incredible, so we should probably bet it, right? It's just rational, data-driven sports betting. Of course, there's some math to back out your actual profit margins, but long story short, this is just trying to find bets that are on sale, stocks that are on sale, bets that are mispriced, right? There's no BS. There's no finger to the wind. You know, is LeBron James, how's his hand feeling tonight? There's nothing like that. This is just rooted in markets, math, and logic, finding true pricing discrepancies where you're getting a ton of value as a sharp bettor, right? And bets like this make you a lot of money in the long run. Next pick I have, Marta. On the money line at plus 155. Lines have been ripping towards her. Bet Online and Pinnacle, both pricing her at plus 138, plus 136. DraftKings plus 135. We're getting plus 155. So I hit it for $1,750, as you can see right here. Zheng I hit for $2,000. And as a recap today, it looks like wasn't a great day. So far, we'll have to see. Hopefully it gets better. So it looks like not all the bets have settled, but the Phillies Diamondbacks bet yesterday was obviously huge for us. That was a massive play. So when you're placing bets with an edge, there will be some variance, but you're always guaranteed to make money. So our first bet has a 4.45% profit margin. We're staking $2,000 or no. How much are we staking? Let's go back to it. So I got to go to American. I think I flip-flopped this. So this bet has $2,000, $1,750. There we go. So our first bet has a 4.45% profit margin. We're staking $2,000. So literally this one bet alone, like if you gave me $75 in cash, I wouldn't give it to you, right? Like this bet is that good. The value in it is so high that it's worth $89, right, in profit margin. So this is a ridiculous bet. You couldn't pay me $50 to take my bet. So the second bet I have is Marta Kostyuk money line, which has $54 in EV. So that's the second play I'm on, and let's make some money. 2 sharp US Open bets, you know, kind of tracking the lines. Then you just refresh OddsJam, see what else is out there, if there's anything good. So it looks like there's some MLB plays. But regardless, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and let's make some money.